So I'm sorry, but just to finish the conference, Anatoni, who is the CEO of COP30, is going to give us some few words. I don't know how you follow up the applause for Jennifer, but I'm sure she will. Thank you.
Hello. Is this working? I'm not sure which one is working, but someone is working. Hello, good afternoon. Again, it's really nice to see you. Thank you, Jennifer. And yes, you deserved all those applauses, so thank you so much. Again, we've been working for so long together. It's really a big pleasure. E3G, thank you so much for putting not only this together, but putting London Climate Week together. London Climate Week has become like the place to go, and this year even more so. And from COP30 presidency, I mean, this is COP30 presidency here. Now you are part of it, feel part of it. We see we don't see COPs anymore as just as a 2 weeks. This is this whole process, and all the debates that we are having here for us is part of COP30. So thank you very much, Nick, for putting all this work together. And I was listening very careful about the debate that we just had. And I love the last panel when everybody was saying what needs to happen at COP30. Because as André Correa do Lago, the president of COP30, is saying, we are in a listening mode, and we'll be in a listening mode until the end of August. So, and after August, we know off we need to go. And his time is running very short. It's 148 days for the COP. So it's not long, and here we are at London Climate Week. And as you all heard, this COP is very different from other COPs, because before we were closing the rule book, and was every COP there was like a very flashy topic that we need to end on the negotiation, NCQG, loss and damage, the globe stock take. Every COP we had like a big flashy topic. This time, and listening to everybody here, there are many topics we need to deliver, not one, many. They perhaps are less flashy, they may give less headlines, but they are as important, because we feel COP30 is inaugurating a new moment of accelerating action. Is a new decade that we need to accelerate action. But before we accelerate action, I think we needed to celebrate everything that has happened during the last 10 years of the Paris Agreement. I would say that we that have been working on climate, we know how much we need to speed up. We know how far we are from 1.5. But let us take just a minute to remember what the world looked like 10 years ago. A lot has been happening in all our countries. Brazil, China, India, UK, Europe, Colombia, every country, we are moving very fast on the energy transition that we saw and are seeing, on nature, protecting deforestation. Many things are happening, and we should be able to express that a lot has been happening, and that has been happening because of multilateralism, because we had the Paris Agreement, because we were able to sit around the table and debate some of the key topics that we all need to move forward with. So we need to celebrate multilateralism, because there are many people out there that wants to destroy multilateralism. And if we don't value, they will not value. So one of the first objectives for us at COP30 is to create an environment that we can continue moving forward together. The word together is as important as moving forward nowadays, because we know that togetherness is important for climate change, that no country can solve the climate change challenge. We need to do that together. And unfortunately, the geopolitics is not helping us. It's not helping us whatsoever. The world has changed 10 times since the Paris Agreement. And last week, President Lula made a very important speech at the G7. He was invited to the G7 in Canada, and he reminded ourselves that the G7 was born 50 years ago in 1975, And the G7 was born because of the energy crisis of the 70s. We forget that that's why we had the G7, because of the energy crisis of the 70s. And let us look at the last 50 years. We are continuous having an energy crisis. And the energy crisis is leading to other types of crises, be it trade wars, be it military wars. Unfortunately, and very sad, what is happening this week, and we all present, being present, seeing what's happening this week. But this, I think, gives us a core responsibility to bring peace, to bring the ability to debate around a table with all the different countries. This means negotiation. And what we have seen in many COPs, everybody here goes to COPs, and we can see on the negotiation, many governments go there and just repeat what they have been saying for the last 10, 20 years. The world has changed, but some of the positions have not changed. And people there, they come to COPs nowadays not to negotiate and see what can we do together, but reinstated that my position is right and your position is wrong. Negotiation, and you need to be courageous to negotiate, because you need to give in some things and you need to gain as well. And that environment is really missing nowadays in the negotiation. The good news is that we have negotiated a lot, and now is also time for implementation. And that's very much the mode that COP30 presidency is bringing. Let us accelerate implementation. We need to move on the negotiation, no doubt. I'm leaving tomorrow to go back to Bonn. But London Climate Week is real life. You can see private sector moving. I just came from a meeting with many mayors. Mayors are telling us what's happening in their cities on public transportation, on sanitation, on housing. So real life is moving. We haven't been able as yet to translate that real life to the negotiation rooms or even to politics in many of the countries. We need to do better. But I am an optimistic by birth, and I know we will, because the transition is inevitable. The transition is happening in front of our eyes. We need to capture that and bring that to politics, as A3G is always been trying to do. But one thing that's important for us to remember, if the transition is inevitable, just transition is a choice. And we need to make that choice, because we can do the transition. Will take a lot of fights, but just transition is a collective choice, and we need to collectively make those choices going forward. So there are many things that I think COP30 can bring, and they are not the flashy things, but they are really important for all of us. Yes, we can protect science. We have to protect science. That's a must. Yes, we can protect multilateralism. COP30 is not a silver bullet to do that, but if together we can protect multilateralism, if we are there to negotiate it. Yes, we can start mainstreaming climate finance on growth and development projects and plans. We are very close to do that. Many countries are doing that. Let us now capture the debates about finance, to mainstream finance in growth and development plans. Definitely COP30 must result for nature. Is a COP in the Amazon, and we need to talk after COP30, when we talk about climate finance, we think energy, which is very important, but we need to start thinking climate finance is also nature finance. We need to look at economic mechanisms that will help nature, like payment for environmental service, TFFF, a basket of instruments. COP30 needs to elevate the topic of adaptation in loss and damage. That's a must for COP30. It will be the first COP that we pass in 1 year, the 1.5. We are having the COP30 in a tipping point, which is the Amazon. So we need to elevate the topic of adaptation, close the GGA debate, but much more than just closing the GGA debate in a successful manner. We need to talk about adaptation finance. We need to have our heads of states, when they come to Brazil, talk about adaptation, and the cost of inaction is as important. We need to elevate the role of cities, and I think we have a great chance because many cities and many mayors are doing great work. And yes, we need to be able to debate the energy transition in a mature way. There is no silver bullet for that, but we cannot allow that transitioning away from fossil fuel or tripling renewable energies is not a taboo. This is something that we all of us need to face, but it's the time of finger pointing have gone. Now we need to create a new environment, bringing solutions, see what can we help each other, and we really hope that COP30 will bring that spirit. So I just wanted to invite you all, as you're already doing, to join the Multilateral against climate change by doing exactly that. Meetings like these, any action that you do in your own community, for us, is part of COP30. Thank you so much for your help, and congratulations for E3G again. Thank you.